Hello guys, I am alive, I still make videos. Anyway, yes, this video is going to be a short review and you'll see some of the stuff that happened in the new quest that came out, Monkey Madness 2. It's a Grandmaster quest. It was released a couple of Thursdays ago, and because I don't get to play much due to exams, then I've just sort of done a little bit of it each day, maybe, I don't know, maybe half an hour each day, and eventually I have finished it, which is why I'm making this video today, and I'll just show you various different parts of the quest and what I thought of it, and any advice to people or players who haven't done it and want to do it, or just some general feedback to players who have done it as well. So you can see, first of all, I'm in Crux tunnel. This is the second part of the quest, and this is probably I'd say it's more of a pain in the arse than the platform, personally, in my opinion, because basically it's a whole tunnel and you have to get all the way to Crux, who is right in the northern part of it, and you can go the tank way, so you just run around the whole edge of the dungeon and just pray, range and melee and eat food and tank all these monkeys, or the agility way, where you go through various different obstacles and eventually you get there, but there is only one path you can take, so you're given two paths. So one's the pillars, one's the or whatever. You can see here I've got either a hole or a wall jumps, and if you choose the wrong one, you go down to the dungeon and have to run all the way back to the nearest rope, and there's 3 different ropes, and the second part of the tunnel is a massive pain in the arse. It took me bloody ages to do, and eventually I did do it, but you have to make sure you get, there's about probably 7 different ways that you need to go, so that that's 14 different ways to go in total, and yes, it's a pain in the arse, but I did get it done eventually, so that didn't matter anyway. So the boss fight then with Crux, I'll be showing you that in just a second. It was quite an easy boss because I flinched it, but if I didn't flinch it, I think it would have been pretty tough, because while I wasn't flinching it, he did hit me quite high and quite often too. I think you're supposed to play range against him, but I don't know, as I wasn't using that anyway. But this probably was one of the most annoying parts of the quest, but it is a Grandmaster quest, so I guess you can pretty much expect that. So here I've got 2 ways I can go. If I go on that rocky ledge, I'll die, and I've got to go through the whole bit again. That probably would take me about 10-15 minutes, so it does consume a lot of your time if you don't get lucky. And to be fair, I didn't get too, I wasn't too unlucky for each one. I did alright. So you can see in this clip then I am flinching Crux successfully. It's very easy to do. All you need to do is lure him all the way over to this wall, and they're going to get him trapped behind there, and of course just flinch. If you don't know what that is, then simply just wait till his health goes out and then attack him, and then that's pretty much all you do, because if you don't wait for his health to go, he can attack you, but if you wait for it to go, attack him, then walk back, then you can do it. It took me quite a while, but it wasn't too bad. The next part of the quest, I didn't actually get any footage of it because the laptop was running really badly at the time. I was dropping loads of frames, so it was annoying. Was the platform part. Those of you who done it will know that this one was also a very annoying part, but I thought the dungeon was worse because of the platform part. As long as you've got a bit of patience and you don't really care how long it takes, then it's fine. Like, I mean, I wasn't particularly bothered how long it took, as long as I got it done within the night, and it took me probably about an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and a half to do. And getting caught is actually not a bad thing in it, because you learn the route to the barrel to get the explosives. You learn all the routes, then you don't have to use a guide, and then you can go through it. A bit of advice I would say: corner trick the guards. If you don't know what that is, then I'm sure you'll see it in a guide. If you corner trick them, it saves you a ton of time, and you'll get it done much quicker. But that part of the quest is, as long as you've got a bit of patience, it's not too bad really. And bring some stamina pots as well, will speed it up. But yeah, it was annoying, but it wasn't as bad as the tunnel. Okay, the last part of the quest I'll talk about now. I'll skip the other part because the other part wasn't too bad. Was the 2 demon gorillas and demonic gorillas and tortured gorillas. If you're having trouble killing them, just do what I do here. All you need to do is go into the room, attack them, and once Neve starts attacking them, simply run out of the room and hide behind these rocks, and it is as easy as that. Okay, so the boss then, and also the cutscene where Neve dies. Rip. But yeah, like I say with those gorillas, fucking hell, gorillas. It's very easy. You can just safe spot them and let Neve do the damage. It'll take some time, but in the end, if you can't kill them, you're not losing anything, are you? So the boss then, Gluff or Glow, I don't know which way is the correct way to pronounce it. This was bad, but I did do it eventually. So here's me killing the first form, simply using the safe spot and ruby bolts. However, this is what happened next. Yeah, I died. I lost about 200k because it does happen in an instance, so you lose all the items that you're not protecting, so untradables are fine. But yep, this started a long road of, I tried about 4 times trying to kill the final boss in the final room. He does this spell where he teleports you to him and then he smacks you with melee, and it does you so much damage, and it's impossible to tank if you're low HP and pretty low stats like me, because I'd say you need probably 90 plus melee stats if you want to melee this. So I tried lots of different ways to do it, but I couldn't find one out, so yeah, went to bed, said fuck it. But then the next morning I tried a different way, and I'll show you what that is. Okay, so if you're having really big trouble with killing the last form, then I think this is the way you need to try and do it. If you've got 70 plus range, you should be absolutely fine. You need ruby bolts, and if you notice what I do here, I'm kind of long range flinching it, and I stand in that spot that you can see me clicking now, and then once I'm ready for another attack, I pray mage, click on him, and then the moment he teleports me, I spam click that spot, so the attack goes in and then I go straight back. So that worked perfectly for me. I didn't take too much damage, and eventually I did get the job done. So I mean, I tried the melee way, he wrecks me. I think this is probably the best way if you're really struggling to do it. But that was the boss complete. It was a very, very difficult boss, I have to say. There was no other way I could have done it because they patched all the safe spots. If you're saying, oh, you could have long range flinched him, you can't. They've patched it, and also they flinched meleeing it. So yep, I did that. I was very, very pleased. I was almost jumping up and down at doing that because I thought I would have to get my stats a lot higher. And yep, that was the quest complete. So the rewards are there. They're pretty good as well. You get some XP, you get access to the caverns where you kill the boss, where you can kill the demonic gorillas, and get some good drops, and you get some combat XP, which I used on magic in the end. So before I end the video, then just a bit of advice to anyone who's going to do the quest or wants to do it. You can do this quest at pretty much any combat level, as long as you've got high voice cracks, maybe high range. You'll be fine probably, and as long as you have some brews and sharks for the fight, you should be able to tank it easily if you use the method I used. I could do a guide on that if anybody wants it, because I am struggling a bit of content at the moment, so that wouldn't be too hard to make as far as I'm concerned. So thanks for watching today, guys. Sorry this is the first video for a while. I'm afraid that's going to be the way it's going to be, sadly, over the next few months, or next month even. So thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you next time.